from Detroit, Michigan, USA. In My House, hosted by T. Carlita, where the true stories are told and great music is played. Welcome to another episode of the In My House Techno Music Show. I am your host, T. Carlita, and guess what? We are officially one time out the house, but see, we are outside, out the house. Safe. Social distancing isn't working. All right, I'm hanging out with, I'm going to pull this microphone up so I can make sure y'all hear him right. So I'm here with the one and only GR Groove Master, the guy that has probably made more music in 3 months than anybody has in their whole entire life. He's the hardest working man in the business. When you get to see him, and it's a treat. So it's a treat for me. Actually, story behind the story, Gary. Story behind the story is when I decided to do this show, that was my guru, my mentor, my advisor. And I appreciate you because guess what? I'm 8 years in a hole now.
That's why we had to do stuff. Each one teach one.
That's the way the rule says, right?
Each one teach one. Yeah.
So what you been up to, Gary? Besides making music and music?
Making more music and more music and more music. Just trying to stay safe. Got some new stuff coming up and trying to keep it going. That's about it. Nothing really.
So COVID hit us.
Yeah.
And you really weren't going out a whole lot anyway.
No.
So it was easy for you to transition, wasn't it?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Like I don't go out until I have to, so it wasn't really, and when you make music, you don't really need to be out, and it's a good thing for me because people were buying more music because everybody was in. So, it worked. It kind of worked out. Fortunate and unfortunately, so it kind of worked.
So what's on the system now? Hint, clue, any?
Well, I got a few things coming out in April. 2 releases, one from Italy and one from Germany. That should be. It should have been out earlier, but COVID messed up everything with the pressing plants and everything. So, but that should be out in April, and I'm working on a little surprise. Me and a partner of mine are trying to start a little, bring something back to Detroit. I'm gonna keep it a secret. Y'all just stay tuned. You know, I'm not gonna.
And y'all know when he bring it, I'm gonna know first. So y'all gonna know as soon as I find out. Y'all can't find out until I find out. Okay? All right. You gotta tell me first.
I will. I will.
All right.
I will. I just don't want to jinx anything. So I'm just gonna say y'all just be ready. You know.
Right. So let's talk about Gary and the collaborations. Now, COVID, you know, one good thing, we are already electronic, we're technological, you already were connected worldwide. So when COVID shut down, how were you able to maintain your collaboration relationships?
Internet, you know, I was constantly on the internet because this music, what people don't understand, is a hustle. This is a hustle. You can't do one thing and just sit back. You got to always hustle. So I was just talking to everybody and keeping everybody up to date on what I'm doing and asking them what they're doing. And a lot of people don't really like to ask people to get on their labels and do stuff. I will, you know, because when you put out music, that's your resume, you know, fills your discogs up. And when people go to want to, you know, hire you to do some work, they go to your discogs, and you got to have a good resume. So I was networking, you know. I mean, like I was doing before you came over, talking to somebody. You always got to stay busy.
Right.
You got to be about this life.
Right. And you know, a lot of the guys, we were talking about how COVID just shut the whole world down. And with the shutting the whole world down, it kind of put everybody on somewhat of an equal playing field. Do you agree with that?
Oh, yeah. COVID showed the true colors where everybody was. See, you know, I mean, I don't want to get really into that, but it just showed the true colors where everybody was. You know, if you was about talking like you was about that life, COVID really showed if you was about that life. You know what I mean? So it just kind of made everything, showed the world where everybody was, you know, by default. You know, by default. You know, it wasn't on purpose, but it just, you know. And that's why you got to always stay on your hustle, because you never know, you know.
And it seems like the more successful producers, they do kind of stay to themselves. And that's always been the theory behind Detroit. You know, we stay behind the mask, we stay quiet, we keep things quiet until it's time to unleash it. But then when we unleash it, it's on and popping.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Well, you have to. I mean, if you're constantly working, you know, there's no need to be in the streets. I ran the streets when I was a young man, you know, and because I ran the streets so much back then, you know, I was putting out music back then, but I ran the streets so much and worked so much, I didn't have time for music. And it allowed people to kind of, it's not a competition, but it allowed people to get ahead of me. Because, you know, I've been doing this. You know, I've been doing this before a lot of people, you know.
I still remember a real throwback, that video with you at Bayreuth.
Oh.
That is like so cool. And the graphics were tight. And when did you do that? That was so long ago.
Let me first give a shout out to Cliff, because nobody shouts him out when they do interviews. And I post that all the time. If you go overseas or anywhere and you talk about Detroit music, his name got to come up. It has to come up. I did that myself. I had my laptop in my hand and I was walking through the records, and that's, you know, I got that video somewhere. Yeah. Yep.
So you use a laptop, not a cell phone, not a webcam, not a digital camera, but a laptop.
That was a MacBook.
How innovative.
That was a MacBook. I was holding it up, walking, and talking trash about the, you know, like I do.
Wow.
It's all promotion. I don't be meaning no harm to people. that's how I do.
Well, if people take things personal, then that means that's their problem.
That's right. That's right.
Because that's not the way it's meant to be.
Hey, I call it humble. It's confident and humble. I'm both, you know. So I had the laptop and I was just walking and just, you know, showing what Cliff has and where it started, you know, the Mecca. Yeah. You love it or hate it. Love it or hate it. You know, when you look at them old records, You see that old phone number and Music Master, distributed by Music Master. You can't deny it. People try to, but they can't deny it.
Mm.
They can't deny it.
So I remember a few years back, so I'm grateful. Shout out, 8 years we've been on doing this.
Mm-hmm.
And we always come up with different segments.
Right.
And there was this one that we kind of collaborated on, Confessions of a Vinyl Junkie.
Yeah.
Of which you still a vinyl junkie?
Look, yes, without a doubt, more like a vinyl fiend. Yes, everything vinyl. I've DJed for over 30 years. I haven't DJed 30 years, but I started. I started right in that backyard back there. You can't even see it. That's where I started, that backyard back there. That's in 1981. Wow. The first record I put on a turntable was Grandmaster, The Adventures of Grandmaster Flash. Like the pre-mixed, a mashup they call it now. Okay. But that's what he was doing in 81. Right in that backyard. Jeff Greer, Jerome Greer, Johnny Greer, and Miss Greer, right over there. Me and Tink Thomas started right in that backyard. Because we used to play football in this area all the time. And we got bored one day and hopped the fence, and his brother had a bunch of equipment. We don't know where he got it from. We ain't asked. But we just went on there and I just started messing around. So a lot of people be like, oh, you started in 81? Like the older people. Well, you know, back then, if you older, you started at 16 and I was 12. We started at the same time. You started in 81, I started in 81. I was just younger. Yeah, but that's where I started, in that backyard back there. Wow. So I'm still a vinyl junkie. That's all I do. I've never, ever, one time played on some CDJs. It was a cabaret. And basically, my boy was working the room, and I was just changing the music. No mixing, no nothing. I've never played on, and I'm not going to. If you don't have any turntables at your establishment, I'm not coming.
So, what's coming out? I know you got some stuff. Is anything on the way out right away, or are you still just kind of tweaking a few things first?
I got 2 record labels, Future 1701, 1701 being, that's when Detroit was discovered. Mm-hmm. And I got my other label, GRE, Gary Romalis Electronics. I got actually one release on the 1701 that I did in 2016. Shout out to Sub Wax, Jimmy Disco, for distributing it. Good people. Mm-hmm. Barcelona. And my GRE stuff, he distributed it too. But those were records that I had done in 1997 with Cliff on D-Bass. Shout out to Cliff and D-Bass Records. One of the first techno bass labels in this city. I did it, back then I was known as DJ Scuzzy alias in 3.5, like the floppy disk. Mm-hmm. I still use those, but I did a few, I use floppies. I use computer too, but my machine takes floppies. Yeah. But the Scuzzy, I've done project under the name DJ Scuzzy, but I took off the DJ now because I don't DJ anymore. Scuzzy done got matured now, so it's just Scuzzy now. Okay. So what's coming out now is I got 2 young men from the UK. Ron Headback, he's from, and I know the name sounds crazy, but that's what he calls himself. Ron Headback, he's from Scotland, and another guy named Joey Crates. He's from the UK. Both of those dudes, they're young and they talented guys. And nobody has ever put out a record on them before. So I'm going to be the first one to put out a record on them. So all y'all out there, when I put out this record, they're available for work. They're going to be available for work after this record.
And I know they are super excited because you are in Detroit.
Yes, they are. They love it. They love it. And these guys are just, I remember being a young man like that, just hungry for it, Yeah. And we got to give back. A lot of people won't even talk to other people and try to help them. Mm-hmm. But you got to help these young men, and these young women if they want to get in, whatever they want to do. Because this, I remember being in that same spot, nagging, working for Derek, hanging around Juan, hanging around everybody, just carrying crates, trying to be involved. So when I got my chance, I was grateful. So I'm trying to give it back.
In My House, hosted by T. Carlino, where the true stories are told and great music is played.
In My House Radio, online 24/7. Featuring only the best techno and house music. And be sure to tune in for Sunday Inspiration, every Sunday from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Get connected, www.inmyhouse65.com.
Welcome, Judge Mathis. Thanks for coming to share an important message with the Wayne County taxpayers.
Well, thank you for allowing me to help. You know, most of my life I was a resident of Wayne County, and so I'm here to help because Treasurer Shabri wants to work with Wayne County homeowners to keep families in their homes and prevent foreclosure.
If you're having trouble making your property tax payments, let us know. We have many resources to help.
Already in a payment plan? It's important you stay in good standing.
Making property tax payments is now easier than ever. We have placed payment kiosks in community centers across the county. We've also added kiosks in our offices. Contact us at 313-224-5990 or email us at taxinfo@waynecounty.com.
And remember, stay safe, save time, make your appointments and payments online.
So these young guys, they're going to come out, and the EP is going to be on my label, GRE. It's called Three the Hard Way, because it's me, him, Ron, and Joey. And it's going to be a remix by Scuzzy, which is my alias. I'm going to do one remix on it. That's coming out soon. Yeah, so we're going to really do something on that one.
Well, you know, Gary, you never cease to amaze me. You just stay busy. I'm like, you crank them and stay busy. That's really good.
I mean, you have to. I mean, this is the age of people want quantity now. Mm-hmm. You know, they want quality too, but we live in a broadband world, instantaneous world. What you got next? This is good, but what you got next? So you always got to stay on your game. I just pride myself in trying to stay ahead of the game. You know, if you already ready, you ain't got to get ready when your opportunity hits. You know, so you just got to stay ahead of the game. And everybody always wants new music now. It's not like back in the day where you could just put out one record and
until the wheels fall off.
I'm gonna work this single for 80 years and then put out. No, they gonna be like, come on, you know, because people are buying whole collections now.
Yep.
Or downloading whole collections now. They not just downloading one record no more. Mm-hmm. Basically, the music that I did back in the day sold more than what I put out now because people went back and got all that old stuff. You know?
I tell you what, I know when COVID hit, I got on Discogs and I was buying up a whole bunch of collections. And I'm so glad I did it because you notice in the beginning, shipping was normal shipping.
Yes.
And then by close to a year in, that shipping went up so high. I was like, oh my God.
Yes,
like I'm not paying $45 for a $10 record. Come on.
Yeah. And that's another thing about vinyl. When you put out vinyl, you know you got something. Because people are buying, people just don't spend 10, 20. You know, you got pieces of vinyl that cost $20. That's what I'm saying. People don't spend that type of money unless they really like something. Unless they really like something.
I'm so guilty.
Me too.
I'm so guilty.
I still buy.
I'm so guilty.
I still buy. Like, I still go around to some of these shops that got older records. I like older music, you know, and because it never gets old, you know.
But what's really good about collecting vinyl is, like you said, you just want, if an artist is good, you just want everything in their arsenal.
Right.
Because you never know. You just want everything in the arsenal.
Everything. It's their legacy. You never know. You know, it's their legacy. You know, if they pass away or whatever happens, you got something that belongs from them. You know, so it's I mean, I still buy records. I still buy
That's
them.
like with my Prince collection.
Yep.
I started buying everything I
Yeah.
could get my hands on
Yeah.
before he died.
See?
I had everything. I was done. I was in good shape.
Yeah.
And then,
There
that
you go.
happened.
Yeah.
And then as soon as he died, every record that I already got was like $300,
Yes,
$500.
yes,
I'm like, oh my
yes.
God, I paid $10 for this.
I'm trying to catch up with you on the Prince stuff. I don't have as much Prince stuff. I got a lot of it, but not like you. I'm trying to catch up on it.
Well, it's expensive
Yeah.
now.
I'm trying to dig and make deals with people now on some of that Prince stuff. Like, look, I trade you these records for this record. I used to go to a lot of trade shows back in the day with records. They need to get back into that.
Yeah, that would be nice. Like they used to have trading cards. They
Yeah.
used to trade the records.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, and I used to baseball cards too. I'm a baseball card collector too. Chicago Cubs, even though I'm from the D, I love the Cubs, and I got to go get to a game this year.
Chicago Cubs.
I love baseball.
Chicago Cubs.
Hey,
Chicago is our cousin Ken, so whatever.
Yeah, I love Chicago. The older team,
Okay.
like 80s and 90s team.
Yeah, I don't know none of the new stuff.
Well, they won a World Series in 2013, and I don't know none of them guys, but I still watched them. I'm talking about the older guys. I was really into it, So, I mean, but this world we live in, it's all about collections and people, holding on to stuff, memorabilia now. Don't give away this because of. So, but
It's gonna be worth something.
yeah, so that's what this world is now, and I'm just trying to do my part, while I'm still going, because everybody in this game, y'all listen to this, everybody in this game
Knowledge.
comes up, and everybody comes down. So when your momentum is high, you better capture that moment, and that's what I'm doing right now because it's gonna be a low point. I mean, I'm not going to ever give up music, but it's going to be a low point where stuff just kind of rides up, and at that point you got to stay consistent and keep going because it's going to come back around. You got to be ready when it comes back around. It's like a circle. So if you're going, you better keep going.
In the famous words of GR, ride the wave because once the wave goes over your head, you might go underwater for a moment.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds like a Parliament Funkadelic under the water.
Under the water, But it's a lot of people who have momentum, and you got to take advantage of that. Why you hot? Why you hot? Why the soup is hot?
Yeah, you're right about that.
You better take advantage of it, and a lot of people don't realize this is the time to do it with the society we live in. You playing to the world now. Anything you put on that internet, the whole entire world, from Japan, wherever, Croatia. I even got fans of Croatia.
I know it cracks me up. Like when I was doing my show
Yeah.
and I would do the
Yeah.
statistics and I would see where they came
Yes.
from, and I learned so many countries.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? I never heard of that.
Small
before.
islands.
little teeny tiny
Yeah.
hamlet spots. I was like, wow.
Speaking of that, there's this couple that lives in Spain at some little island. They're so nice and cool, and when COVID hit, they have a label called No Humanoid. And it's a husband and wife. They own a record store and it's on a small island. And their poor souls were trying to send me a shirt, and it never made it.
Oh.
It still never made it. 2 years, the shirt never made it. They're good people, and I didn't even know that little island existed where they were. And there's a lot of islands in Portugal too that I do music for, and there's a store over there called Crates and Snares. Good people over there that have a lot of good stuff, and so when you out here on the internet, you playing to the world.
And it's really good because, everything might not hit at home, which most of the time
Right.
they love you more away from home. You get more love away from home
Yes,
than
you
you get
do.
at home.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so it'd be them little tiny little towns that we're talking about.
Mhm.
Man, you could sit back and just go to the bank all day on them little teeny, and they about this big.
Yeah. If
They like you, they love you.
Yeah, and that's all really that matters. You don't need a bunch now. You just need to get a select few. In my case, I'm speaking on myself. I look at people that on Instagram, they got 58K and 12K and all, and that's fine. But are those followers buying your music? That's my thing. I got followers that like, and they come to my DM like, when is that coming out? Where's the link at? You know, so that's what matters to me. I don't care about these followers. The popularity is not success. It ain't. And it's not leadership neither. So don't ever get it twisted.
You got that,
You
right.
don't even get it twisted. The music speaks for itself.
This is true.
You know.
Well, Mr. Gary, I appreciate you for allowing me to come in this lovely backyard and on the first day of spring.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, it's first day of spring today.
Yeah, today.
Oh, see how that worked out?
He'd be so busy in the basement, he don't even know what day it is.
See how that worked out?
Because it was raining for like 2 days. I was
Yeah.
like, whoa, wait a minute, let's hold off.
I need to get to my grass then.
Let's hold off. It's
I
springtime
need to get
now.
to my grass and get my grill going. You know?
Well, it's going to be about 60 later on this week.
Okay, yeah. I got to clean it out and get some stuff going on. Yeah, but I appreciate it. I appreciate it. You know, it's always good sometimes to just vent out some stuff and talk to some stuff. You know, I talk about music all day.
Yes, you do.
To get me going, you know, so I appreciate you. Thank you.
Well, I am totally looking forward to everything you do, whatever's coming out. I always know first. No, I'm just kidding. I have a good idea anyway. I better know first anyway.
You are In My House, hosted by T. Carlita, where the true stories are told and great music is played.
I'm Wayne County Treasurer Eric Sabri, encouraging all taxpayers to please take advantage of the several payment options available. If you have to visit our office in person, you must make an appointment by going to treasurer.waynecounty.com. It only takes a few minutes. Facial covering or mask is required and social distancing is observed. You can also email our office at taxinfo@waynecounty.com or call us at 313-224-5990.
In My House Radio, online 24/7. Featuring only the best techno and house music. And be sure to tune in for Sunday Inspiration, every Sunday from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Get connected, www.inmyhouse65.com.
Yeah,
All
you
right.
know.
So, Gary, again, thank you again. Two times back.
You
This
got
is
it.
my road dog.
You got
He
it.
taught me a lot of stuff. He taught me patience. He taught me resilience. And him and a few other people, they gave me the willpower to keep going because he knows, and you all know, there are times when you just want to just say, screw it, I'm done, I'm out. But then it's people that you see him, you see other people, just pay attention because life is worth living and life is worth keep going on because when you stop, you stop. And it's always hard to pick back up once you totally stop. So like he said, just keep going, keep coasting. And once you come up out of that tide and you get back up, you know, cream rises to the top. So
Right.
one day you'll rise back up again. But stay positive, love each other, be safe. I know the world is back open again and they're releasing the mask and all of this. But be careful, people, because we do not want to experience another 2020, 2021
Nope.
at all. This is T. Carlita, and I'm right here with my man, Gary. Thank you again. You got any last and final words of encouragement that you would like to give to the viewers, Gary?
Love each other. You know, don't hate. Stop this hate. If you got something bad to say about somebody, just don't say nothing at all. And just keep it moving. Respect them even though you don't like them. That's my thing, you know. Because we all have, I guess, people that we don't get along with. And that's just human nature. But respect those people. You don't never know when you might need them. So love and peace, I guess.
I agree. So until next time, be safe, love one another. And it's T. Carlita and Gari Romalis. We are out.
You are In My House, hosted by T. Carlita, where the true stories are told and great music is played. are In My House, hosted by T. Carlito, where the true stories are told and great music is played.